Everybody, good morning. Good morning, good morning. And Melissa, Eric, Wade, D, Rex, Dan, Rosalind, Stephen, Gaten, Ted, Rob, John, David, Ryan. Welcome, everybody. Sledge, Francois, Cliff, Don, Donald, Don and Donald, Arturo, Valerie, Don. Lots of Dons here today. Welcome, everybody. Indy, Diana, Sergio, JV. Don't recognize your name, but welcome. And I've got a JV and a JB and a Helen and a Gary and Joseph and Paul, Alan, Craig, Mary. Welcome everybody to the stream this morning. If you want to be on the stream and chat with me, like all these fine subscribers and folks, all you got to do, be a subscriber right there. Click on the button and be on the stream as a subscriber. Now, if you're tuning in after I'm no longer live, that works while I'm live. If you're tuning in after I'm no longer live, you'll have to leave a comment down below. And I'll do my best to get back to you. Infinity leaves comments all the time. Wrongimer, hey, good morning. And, well, CPI. A little bit of movement. It kind of, but market said, not sure I care about CPI this morning. And we grind in the danger zone. So let's look at it. We came in a little light on the CPI, at least year over year. Came in at 2.9, expecting 3.0. I think I keep pushing it down, trying to get to that target. Try to get, I would say Biden reelected, but I guess Harris reelected or whatever. Gotta make everything's great, right? Everything's the best it could be. Inflation's under control. Everybody's doing great. Market's at all-time highs. Everything's great, right? This administration did great. Everybody should be able to feel great. I don't know. I think it's all cooked. I think the real inflation, if we went back to 1984 numbers, is still hanging out like 11% or something like that. Anyway, yeah. If anything I say here while I'm live is helpful, beneficial, make sure you interact with the video. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a share with somebody else that you think may find this beneficial. And yeah, so right there. That was the news this morning. And nothing burger really so far. Nothing so far. Now, when the market opens, we could see some chaos, but so far, nothing for today. Interesting. Now, we're in the danger zone. We got right in there yesterday. Now, coming out tomorrow, it's not like we don't have more dangerous numbers coming out. We have retail sales, unemployment, Empire State manufacturing, Philly Fed manufacturing, all hitting tomorrow. Right there. A nice, another chunk deluge hitting at 8:30 tomorrow morning, right before the market opens. Right there. So it's not an all clear yet. Not an all clear yet. And then on Friday, as if we're not done yet, we get some building permits, housing starts. These tend to move the market a little bit because that has to do with investment in the future. And then we also get consumer sentiment and inflation expectations right there from University of Michigan. So those will be some interesting reads. Does this number jive with the CPI number? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we get. I guess lots of people spend a lot of time on this stuff, but in the end of the day, does it even matter for trading? I don't think so. The charts kind of tell us what's happening, what's crappening, and all this stuff is just noise, right? These are just the reasons, if you will, that mainstream media likes to latch onto. But if you pay attention, they use inflation is hot for the market dropping and for the market popping. Yeah, I did that backwards on purpose. And then if everything else, like retail sales comes in light, the market will pop, and they're like, oh, blah, 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 the future is great. Retail sales come in light, and the market drops. Oh, the market needs to price in horrible retail sales. There's no, they use the same headline for both reasons, if you pay attention. CNBC does it, CNN does it, you name it, they do it. Wall Street Journal does it. They use that same headline for the same thing. And the Fed's not likely to cut anything in September, and it's not likely to matter. And as I discussed yesterday, I think we might raise rates. We may actually see a rate raise. That's the thing nobody's counting on. That's the thing nobody's talking about. That's the thing that can do the most damage to the most people. Right there. It's the thing that can happen that surprises everybody. Keep an eye on that blue one. If the blue one crosses above the orange, they're going to raise rates. If we get a spike in here, I don't know what the reason's going to be. All right. I don't know. And what caused it to rise over here? Caused it to rise over here. We might see this spike up. Sledge will tell you I have a knack for predicting things and not having a reason for it. Just predicting something's going to happen, but not having a reason for why it's going to happen. I can't tell you why. I can't tell you the why. In fact, nobody can tell you the why. Even if they put a reason to the why in the media, they don't really know the why. The prices, it's human. It's the human herd mentality that makes this stuff work. It's really, it's kind of like the Matrix, when you watch the spoon, he's like, he bends it all around. He says, but first you got to realize there is no spoon. First you got to realize there is no reason. So watch out for this. This is the thing that can mess everybody up, right? Think about it. Like, this is the thing that messes everybody up. If we do this right here. If we do this, rate raises go up. Who's talking about a rate raise going up? Who's talking about a rate raise? Yeah? And they'll probably do nothing for now. In fact, I predicted nothing out here, for a little while longer. And I predicted that we'd see nothing. I thought the market rate might go up fast, first. We're kind of hanging here. Still hanging. I think doing nothing is good because that's stability. The market loves stability, right? Just keep it stable. Like, we did really good down here. I mean, every time we've been at the bottom, when prices were stable, everything was okay. And prices were stable. Everything kind of rocked along. It's when you start tinkering with the rates that things get out of whack. But every time we've crossed the orange above the blue, it's led to some sort of financial crisis, at least in my trading lifetime here. We had a financial crisis that turned into COVID here. We had a rates freak out, and then COVID, back to zero. We had the housing crisis right here, down to zero. We had .com bust. Eventually got down to zero, or close to it. It's the beginning of zero interest rate policy. Then we climbed up. Oh my gosh, housing getting a little hot. And then, that all came apart. Wheels came off. So, yeah, be careful out there. Be careful out there. They're like, people don't understand the problem. Like, the rate cuts don't fix the problem with the yen. Rate raises is what fixes the problem with the yen. That blows people's minds. That's not the ongoing narrative, right? The carry trade blowing out. What fixes the carry trade is our rates going higher. Yeah, I mean, like, the rates going up triggered a market pullback here, right? But now we're at all-time highs. So rates going up, bullish for the market. Rates going down, negative. At least a short-term negative. Anyway, there you go. I digress. Moving on. Got a big list today. And pull it up. Mostly bonus trades. I got like 50 bonus tickers down here today. Bonus trade setup tickers. We'll go through the whole list. Bonus trades. Hang out to the end. We'll go through a whole list, like 50, I think it's 54. My list is 3,600 tickers, and 54 of those, it's like 1.5% of those fired off yesterday after the close as potential entries today. So there we go. You can debate me all day on what the mainstream media says versus what happens, but for those of you that have been around for a little while, you know, I tend to get lucky on these things. I don't necessarily know the reason, but I get it right. Now, we're coming up into a problem zone right here. This is a problematic location on the chart for S&P. You know, this is not moving, so we can switch to, as they say, switch to guns, switch to the futures that has been moving overnight. You know, S&P 500 cash index closes at 4 p.m. when the market closes. Doesn't move. ES keeps going. All right, we close for a little reconciliation period for about an hour at 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And then we reopen. And last night, we just kind of held right below the main danger zone. Poking into it this morning just a little bit with that CPI. A little bit of flash. Look at the 5 minutes. Still can't barely see the little bit of flash. But like I said, the market just said, meh, nothing. All right. And for the bigger conversation on copper, you should watch the 30 Minutes of Awesome from last night. I have a feeling it's going down in a blaze of glory. Now, the thing with copper is copper and small caps correlated when they're correlated, not when they're not. China has a large and extremely fast growing stockpile of copper. What does that tell you? We're talking about millions of tons, and that's metric tons, so it's like kilograms, thousands of kilograms, millions of thousands of kilograms. And it went from like almost none to like millions really fast. And it's growing. So what does that tell you? There's the demand for copper is in the toilet, and that's not good for higher prices in copper. Now we're right near this danger zone on ES. Right in the danger zone. Why is that the danger zone? Pop back out to the daily charts. Zoom her up. And we'll look at it right here. Very simple. We did 3 waves down into the roadmap line on the daily charts. You don't have the roadmap line. Link is in the description. For $5, you can get such a thing. Or you can just go to my YouTube homepage. And when I say my favorite indicator, that video is the roadmap line. Gives you the code for free if you're a DIYer. If you just want an easy button, put it on your chart. I've got it for TradingView and Thinkorswim. And if you're on another platform, Ninja, whatever, it's pretty easy to put on there. It may not look like this. It may look like 2 lines, but you can put it on there. Now, that high, that low, that 6-foot-8, right there, we're just below it. Now, we could push it on up to the prior high right here before we had the big knee-jerk reaction rug pull on the market for 3 days of down. We could go all the way up there, retest that, but we're in this danger zone right here. Pushed into it yesterday, closed in there. I was really nervous on the CPI. Now, since CPI said, now it's retail sales I'm concerned about, and housing starts. Like, what's the last straw? We're not showing enthusiasm getting through here. That's not a good sign for going higher. So what that means, we can echo this first move down very quickly. Very quickly. And there's the market open. So looking at this right here, this move down, if we echo that off of this retrace right here, can put us right down to 4,900. And if we got any kind of extensions, that's 4,700, 4,600. And if we pop up to the weekly chart, that looks like a retest of the weekly roadmap line. We haven't done a retest of that since back here in March of 23. About a year and a half. Toyota Motors popping. Oh yeah, getting on the way. First gap filled. Almost filled. Nice. Microsoft 1 minute. That's day trade. All right. Popping back up where I was talking about. So we're sitting here. And here we are. In the danger zone. Which way are we going? I don't know. We've not hardly done a pullback at all. If this is a 1-2 and this is a wave 3, we're going to make it all the way up to the top of the zone, maybe do a minor pullback and then push on through and go to all-time highs. That's my ideal optimistic situation. All right, I want to go higher. I don't want to crash. Like, that's not, it's stressful. Stressful for me, stressful for you. It's an opportunity to make a bunch of money, but I don't want to do it right now. I don't. There's a lot of things that are going to get messed up if we do a big market crash right now. It's on the chart. It's a potential. I don't want it to happen. Not right now. So just to clear the air on that, like, I don't want the crash. It's a potential right now that we could do it. Good grief, we're getting a bunch of tickers firing off their alerts. So NQ came up way shy. Now, this is kind of like last night. I was speculating that we may need to rally on till NQ gets to its danger zone, and that may push ES to the top of its danger zone. So this one coming up a little shy, not, if they were both aligned together, that's like the ideal, like, scary point. They were back here, and then we got the bigger flush out. So this one right here coming up a little shy so far. If we rally on up there today, and ES is up here, on up here a little more, then it's really concerning. And Russell right here, just messing around. It's way shy of its, danger zone retrace up here. That one took 3 days to go from the high, or 4 days, I guess, from the high all the way down into the roadmap line. That's just an unprecedented speed of retrace right there, and showing the instability in the small caps right now. This is a lower high and can very well result in a much lower low in Russell right there. Oil, let's see what we got cooking. Still working on that retrace, and probably going to come back down, retest that 77 area. If we can hold it, probably set for 90 sooner than later. And if we hold it, break back above this high from just 2 days ago, we'll be cruising to 90 more than likely. We do have other resistance on the way. We've got to clear. Could stop anywhere, but it kind of tips the odds that we're probably going higher on oil. So stay tuned for if I buy a position. Right now I'm just kind of neutral, still slightly biased down since we're below the roadmap line. GC, that one's rejecting pretty hard today. Tried to break out this morning and pulling back. That's trying to break through that uptrend of highs. Not usually able to hold stuff like that. Most tickers just not able to hold a breakout to a new higher level. But if it can, this can put it on a giant upward trajectory in the future here. Bitcoin trying its darndest to recover. We're seeing large inflows into the spot ETFs, soaking up, I think between BlackRock and Fidelity, they've already soaked up over 500,000 Bitcoins. Think about it a second. There's 21 million. That's it. They've soaked up 500,000 Bitcoins. I widely speculated that they would soak up between 10 and 15% total by the time they got full. That's they still got a ways to go. 10% would be 2 million Bitcoins. So they're about, what, quarter of the way there? So I expect a lot more money to flow in that. That's going to take a couple years for all that to flow in there. And here we are sitting under the roadmap line on the spot market, still just not getting through. If we can get through breakouts, it looks good for popping higher. We're going to have to break above this downtrend to get the real juice of the move, possibly up to 78, 85. If we can get moving, then we'll probably consolidate again before we get the big pop. ETH USD, just look at the spot market. The futures on those two just don't look great right now. Spot market still way down here, way far away from the roadmap line, and looks like it may need one more flush. The big question, I guess, is can Ethereum flush to a lower low while Bitcoin climbs? Well, we've seen it before. Maybe it'll happen again. Be cautious. I don't know that this is done on the downside yet. Left the bottom unfinished so far. Dollar pushing lower. And it's starting to, if we get below that low from last Monday, I think it was. Yeah, last Monday, if we get below that low, probably on the path down to the 96 area that we've been working on for 2 years. Right there. And checking in with the Japanese stock market. Nice update yesterday. Still below the roadmap line. Probably going for the retest right there. Since that's been a little bit of a concern lately, just checking in. Not much happening. So what's popping today? Flutter breaking out. Tipping the odds. If we can get up through that gap. Get up through the gap. We're set up for move up to this 235 to 240 area. Guess if I replace the fib line with the... Oh, that was cool. Not what I was trying to do. Not what I was trying to do. That high, this low, right there. 235, 242. Nice upside potential right there. ASML. Still under the roadmap line and still left the downside unfinished. We may see one more flush down. Be careful on ASML. SMCI, still below the roadmap line. Still have a bias down. And we came up a little shy. But this could be done. Like, this got to levels that could be done. That's why I had the alert right there to close puts. I'm not really short that anymore. See what happens here. See what happens. If it can break through the roadmap line, then we set the odds that we're going higher. Again, it's going to have to break above that roadmap line, back above the 618, and then we can look at extensions like 1500. Of course, this one's doing a split sometime in the future. I think they announced a 10 for 1. So sometime in the future, this thing's going to be probably under $100. PGR, progressive. It beat the target, keeps on climbing. Watch out for retrace on PGR. It's been a heck of a run here. Going a little bit exponential. If we pop up to this, if we do another exponential rise here, watch out for the pullback can be vicious. I mean, look at that right here. Look at that right there. Do a 27% pullback pretty quickly. CAH, Cardinal Health. Into the zone where we need to close above here, but getting the pullback. If that closes down here, we may get the drop. That all looks corrective so far. May get the drop back down. Kellogg's 80 billion buyout from Mars announced. Closing the deal. No trade here, but it popped right up to the target. It's funny enough. Funny enough. Closing an $80 billion deal. So Kellogg's will now be Mars. Yeah. Buying out Cheez-Its and whatever else. Toyota Motors. There's no trade on a buyout. Toyota Motors probably going to bounce up to the roadmap line. If we can break out, be headed up here. There's a beautiful measured bounce set up right there on Toyota. Need to hold, break above here, and then we're set to go up here. Simple as that. CRWD. CRWD. First resistance here on that gap. We can get through it. Next resistance up here at the roadmap line, and then we're set. If we can get above all that, probably set for a rally up here, 500, 600, somewhere in that zone. There's a beautiful potential setup right there for our next run. Coin struggling to break back above the roadmap line. I have not bought a new position on that. Just waiting. Bitcoin's not above the roadmap line. Like the signs aren't all there for me. I need all the little pieces. And I wanted to see the pullback. We tagged just the top of my zone. Now I need confirmation we're going higher. At the minimum, I'm going to have to see a move back above the 618, I think. And Bitcoin's going to have to agree. Ethereum might have to agree. And then we can ride. NVDU, still not above the 618. This is leveraged. Be careful on leverage. Doesn't always follow the patterns. One of four things that don't. SRV, Serve Robotics. Doesn't have enough to draw a roadmap line or anything, so be careful. That's not much to work with here. That's not enough candles to really do much with. That high, that low were extensions from that pullback, and not much to work with. Hey, good morning, Carlene. ARM, pulling back. Right there. That's the resistance. That's support. We're kind of hanging at the first support. There's the next support down right there. And that gap fills right there. So if the market were to take a bigger spill, you know, if we rally up here and then do that, it wouldn't surprise me one bit. USD, Ultra Semiconductor. This is leveraged right here. That's what Ultra. Anytime you see Ultra in the name, think leverage right there. Ultra means leverage. This breaks above the 618. We could get the upside, 190. That's right. We're tipping right. We're teetering right on the edge. Like, is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. I don't know. That's why I'm unclear on whether we're gonna do a flush or a pop. Like, it's, we could just grind higher into the election, I guess, and then do a flush out later. We'll see. FSLR, resistance up here, support down here. If we can get above the resistance, target's way up there, 324. I guess I could remove these old targets at this point. We did it. VSCO, Victoria's Secrets, trying to turn their ship around. That was a really deep measured bounce, but it could play out. If it's corrective, it will go to 37. If it's impulsive, if it's a new trend, we'll probably move up to 60 before we see another major retrace like this one. MU, potential measured bounce there. I keep talking about I should buy some shares at 100 while it's down here, and maybe buy 5-10 shares. Watch it rally up here. At the minimum, could go as high as 562. That'd be pretty good, right? Make 5.6x your money on MU. That's the kind of setup we got right there. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy to think. That's kind of like dang, that's like kind of stuff that you talk about for options, right? ILMN doing nothing. This is bounced up to the roadmap line and just sitting here, not really convincing me we're going higher at this point. It's kind of a dangerous potential to go lower, in fact, right there. Break down below this low. We could flush on down very easily. Dell still has resistance here and support down here. Sphere Entertainment has been showing up a few times lately for the moves, and people ask, like, how do you build this list? So I go to Market Chameleon, pull the pre-market movers tab, everything moving $2 or more up or down goes on the list, and that's at 9 o'clock. So by the time the market opens, sometimes it's a little different. Like sometimes things that were popping are now dropping, and things that were dropping are now popping. So that's how I build the list, though. Things that were moving pre-market $2 or more at 9 o'clock in the morning. And I don't update it because I go live at 9:15, and it's kind of hard to change the list after you're already going live. And that just is nothing right there. Just look at that. A bunch of nothing ever since the IPO. This could be the low. That's not very bullish off the lows because this high and this low overlap. It may need another visit of the lows. NVIDIA, I'm a very technical analysis type person. I tried fundamental analysis. I tried lots of indicators. I've tried lots of stuff over the years. I've gotten my money stolen by gurus, snakes and crooks and liars and cheats and you name it. We're at the danger zone on NVIDIA. We could go on up and fill the gap. If we can get above that gap, probably set to go on higher, 150, possibly 158, possibly 184. If we can't break that 618, probably have a date with at least down here at the 70, 80 area, if not 70, if not 60, if not something more sinister, like all the way down here at 40. That'd be pretty rough, right? Be pretty rough. But we could go to all-time highs before we do that correction. You may be sitting there going, well, I doubt we'll ever pull back like that on NVIDIA again. And look at this. Look at this pullback. Yeah, well, that was a 70% pullback or 67% pullback, right? Look at this one right here. 59% pullback. How about this one over here? Remember, these are all split adjusted, so the prices here never existed. There's been tons of splits in NVIDIA's history. 82% pullback, or 85% pullback, excuse me, 85.2. 85% pullback. What if we did that right now? What would that look like? It's done it in the past. You know, well, they got a different situation going on now. I guarantee you they do not. 85% takes it back down to 20. You don't think that a stock that's done an 85% pullback in the past can do another one? Be careful. DPST, I'll just like think about where you can be wrong, all right? Like a stock that's done 80, 70, 50, 70, 80% pullbacks in the past. Thinking it can't do it again, that's where you can lose a ton of money. DPST just sitting here on top of the roadmap line, not doing squat. Not interesting for me right now. MSTR. Yeah, NVIDIA would be strong buy. Hey, Sledge, the last time I bought it was 15. And that was just 2 years ago. Last time I was a buyer, it was at 15. It was 150, but it was pre-split. Right there, MSTR hanging. Golly, those two charts look almost the same. Look at that. It's so crazy. If we can pop above 147, we could go rally into those targets. Need crypto to work with us here. BLDR, builder's first source, doing nothing. That's a really nice retrace, but we need it to break above this high and go on an extension. 245 could be the upside. Decliners, there were just a couple of them, and looks like Intuit kind of trying to recover pretty hard here. We closed up here, open back down here, doing nothing. Eat, Brinker International. Actually did a restaurant for these guys once, for the engineering company, or with the engineering company. Did it up in Troy, Michigan. Did a Maggiano's. That looks like where we might be heading. Be the first move down right there. Second move down off of that high. Top of the bubble. Did this retrace right here. Stopped in the zone. Pulling back. So roadmap line is key. If we get below it, we're probably coming on down right there. I didn't say to short it. I just said it could drop. And guess what? They had engineering problems on their chip and delayed a bunch of stuff. So who's to say that they can get that chip out in September? Be careful betting on stuff. Hennessy Advisors, that went exponential on like 1 day exponential. Low price stuff, be careful. I can come right back down. GLBE. I don't really care about the news, Kevin, if you haven't got it. It's like, didn't know a dang thing. Like, Boeing was looking strong, my friend. Sledge will attest to this. I was warning people that Boeing was probably going to pull back pretty strongly right here in December as we topped out. Drew a giant blue arrow that hasn't moved since I drew it right down to this level. And look where we are. Look where we bottomed. We're still in that vicinity. First door didn't fall off till right here. Wheels didn't fall off till over here. Space capsule didn't F up till over here. Just be careful. It gets weird, doesn't it, Sledge? Gets weird. Anyway, moving on. NTES. That's looking like we're going to flush on down. FRHC. Messing around. I don't believe in magic. I believe in unicorn dust right there. I got a bag. Keep it right here. Sprinkle it in, you know. It's cheap. You just go to the climbing store. Get a bag of unicorn dust. You can have your very own. You find it on Google, too. I keep that right on my desk right there. Sprinkle that in the market. All right, bonus trades, setups that we could potentially take today. Let's go through a few of these. What do you say? I put all of them on here today instead of just one. Instead of just pick one, I was like, let's just take the whole list. Look right there, closed above the 618, target 70 up there. I'm gonna go fast as I can. Chart may be slow. There, high to low, ACWX, right there, target up there, 56. And let's do this even. Let's do one more fun thing. How about we pull up the statistics? Kind of look at these. These statistics may be different than what the TTL sees in Discord because these are limited. These are not the full back test. All right, these are just a limited time back test. So right there, 57%, not as awesome. 50%, not as awesome. ADEA. Wow, that one's already in from back there. But we set up another high, low, close above, target 12 right there. ADSK. Even though we're in funky chart pattern, get that high, that low. Oh, look, Apollo actually took that one. 261, that's probably a good one right there. 77% of the time, I may take that one. AER, that one's, it's in that one too. Look at that. That high, that low. This is a daily chart, Apollo, not the 30 minutes. So if you're confused, if you're like, I'm a Apollo subscriber, I don't see these alerts. This is a different time frame, a different chart, different pattern. It's using the Apollo algorithm applied a different way. AER, right there, 101. ANET. These will take a while to play out. We're looking at like ADSK, potential 39 trading days. AER, potential 52 trading days. ANET, potential 19 trading days. That's like a month. Kicked off right there. AOA. Now look, all these beautiful. Beautiful. Potential for 77. That one's a pretty nice one too. Really nice one. There's some nice stuff on here today. Man, wish I had millions of more dollars. 58. 84% of the time. Whew, 70. That one could take a while though. That could take like 6 months. ASND. That one already kicked off back there. That one's already, if you look at this target, already almost there, 145. ATLC. That one kicked off too. Man, this looks pretty nice. I'm glad my tool's working. Like, I built my own separate tool from TradingView to find these. And it seems to be working pretty well because most of these are kicking off. 38 target there. This is more an exercise of me live checking my tool that I've been throwing the list into Discord. Right there, 60. BUF. Oh, look, every one of these is firing off. Beautiful. That right there, 30. And don't have the back test. Can't load it. And look at it. Beautiful. That one right there, 34. CIB. That one kicked off there, right there. Looking for 59. CWI. This is a strong indication we may actually not do a giant pullback and it may just rock and roll higher. 29, 30. DEM. Right there, 45. Anybody enjoying these so far? Let me know let me know. Give me a like, give me a thumbs up, give me comments. You're liking these trades? I mean, I can stop at any time. All fresh potential. Same pattern all the time, and these work out like 75% of the time across hundreds of tickers. Thousands of tickers. 3,600 tickers. 31. Target. DGS. This high. This low. I built a new tool that finds all these. Isn't that amazing? Like 54. DOCN. Look at that. That one stopped out last time, though. Be careful. That one has potential for 44, 50% of the time. Yeah, last time it stopped out, so be careful. EEM. That one even. Emerging markets. Might go ripping back higher. 45. EMC. AMXC. Say all the letters. JT. Echo Mike. X-ray. Charlie. Right there, 63. Man, these. I'm just in awe right now. Like all these beautiful trades right here. 35. EWT. Don't get over leveraged, all right? And the stop is $1 below the lows on all of these. Stop out $1 below low. If we go down the toilet tomorrow on retail sales, stop the fudge out, all right? 59. EWU. That high, that low. United Kingdom. FCOM. That high, that low. Right there, 54. FDNC. Man, what a list. What a list. Oh, I missed the high. That high right there. 82% of the time? Are you kidding me right now? Beautiful. FNDE. You can go back and watch these later if you're like, whoa, too fast. Like it's recorded. You can just pull back and pause it and look at the numbers. 31. EQAL. FQAL. See the letter. Foxtrot. Quebec. Alpha Lima. 63. GSIE. Man, these are. I think I built a cool tool. What do you think? Heck. Every one of these looks beautiful. Almost perfect. Let's remove some of these other lines. There we go. 67. IAC. That one's a little bit of a downtrend. Caution. Even though it's got a 94% win rate. Caution on this kind of downtrend here. Doesn't mean we won't pop up and hit it, but... And notice that Apollo's not flagged that one either. IDEV. That high, that low. Right there, 69. JIRE. That high, that low. Kicking off. JQA. JQUA. What the heck, man? That's not... I guarantee you, whoever came up with that ticker did not intend to say those letters a lot. 55. Net. Ah, look at that Cloudflare. Firing off a little baby. Little baby went in there. Delete. 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 It found this one right here. This high, this low, right there. Probably going up to 89, 90, which could kick off a bigger move up on Cloudflare. OKTA. Ukta. 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 trade right up to 103. PFE. Cool, thanks. Carmen, glad you made some money. Like, these are all the same setup. All the same thing as the KDP. Now, I got the statistics down here. Like, I haven't picked, like, my favorite or anything like that because there were so many. I thought, well, let's just show them all off. And right there, QAL. This high, this low. Fired off right there, 178. That's a nice upside. Nice upside. $8 upside with a 83% historical win rate. Might last 3 months. SBH. And potential right there, 12. Some of these are smaller moves. Some of these are massive moves. Be careful out there. You know, pick your spot. You know, what can you handle? What do you want to? You know, so much opportunity. This is what I talk about. The market is a waterfall of opportunity. How many people would have ever looked at all these tickers? Let me know in the chat if you would have looked at any of these, any of them at all. SCHE potential up there, 28. CZ. That was another. Look at how often this one fires off. Look at that. Nice pullback. This one pulls back and rallies 65% of the time. 65 is the target. SE. C's. That one's getting near the target already. 81. CCT. That high. That low. 54. SKYY. That one did stop out last time on that flush out right there. Pull that up to the actual tie right there. 99. SLF. Be careful going with the big names. Like the big tech could get hit. So 51. SMTI. 33. And it's not necessarily about the dollar move either. Like the percent move is pretty wild on a bunch of these. SPEM. That high, that low. Going from 37 to 39. That's a $2 move on a $37 stock. It's pretty big. $86 to 94. I mean, it's an $8 move on an $8 stock. That's 10% right there, almost. SWK. That high, that low. Or SWX, excuse me, SWX. Can't even read the letters. TSM. Hey, Taiwan Simi right there. Fired off. 203 right there. That's a huge move. Holy guacamole. 20% move. $33. VEU. That high, that low. 62 on the upside. $3 move. VIGI. That high. Oh, missed the low. Off the screen. Right there. 86. VPL. I love seeing the thing with the buy right there on all of them because that means my other tool, it doesn't run in TradingView. It's something I built myself. It means it's finding the proper trades most of the time. Right there. VWO. Beautiful. There's the target, 46. VXUS. Look at all these, man. Wow. Right there, 63, 64. EX. Dyslexia, I guess. XCEM. Start in the middle. EXCM. 34. Oh, that's a 10% move right there. Nice. A 90% win rate. Are you kidding me right now? That may be a good one right there. XOE. XSOE. Say all the letters. There, 32. And YPF. Right high, that low, right there. Beautiful. 26 upside right there from 21. That's a $5 move. That's a 25% move right there with a low win rate. But hey, beggars can't be choosers right there. 22% win rate, or 22% upside. That is a strong potential upside on that. Now, just want to show you something real quick. That, like, where do these come from, right? And let me pull that up and pull it over, and let me show you. Let me show you this tool I built. Right now, you have to be at Termite Trading Labs to get access to this thing. Right here. Right here. This is Discord. Here's the feed for these. Right here. So if you see these blue charts on shown anywhere, this is where this comes from. And look at that. Where'd the beginning go? Yesterday. BAS. And right there, I think. Nope, one more, two more. Right there is the beginning. Right there. But it tells you the target, the stop. It gives you the profit potential, $9. So you can actually scan through these and figure out like which ones are the big ones and the profit, you know, like historical win rate. These will be different than what I showed on the screen a minute ago because this includes all the way back to as far as I can pull data for each one of these tickers. So this took a lot longer to build this tool right here than anybody could imagine. I probably spent 80, 90 hours of my time building this right here, pulling all this data manually for each ticker. There was no way to do it automated. Like 100% win rate on ANET right there. 77%, 84%, 62%, 83%. Look at these moves. $5 move, $5 move, $1 move, $2 move, $3 move, $1 move, $2 move, all calculated for you. So you just scan through here and find the one you like. $6 move. With 50-something tickers, I just want to do it live for everybody. $4 move, $2 move, $6 move right there on EWT. Not a bad one. Not a bad one. 70% win rate. That's 24 trades since the year 2000. $1 move, $2 move. And you get the point, right? Everybody, $3 move, $5 move on IAC, $3 move, $3. It's pretty wild right here. $8 move on net, $10 move, $11 move on OKTA, but 83% of the time, it's not too bad. You know, net is only 66% of the time, so that's a little bit of a coin flip. 83% of the time on QAL. It's a pretty wild tool, right? Like, it just does this automatically, and it did it all after hours. Like, it did it overnight. So I think it's pretty cool. And there's the whole list right there. So that's available to Termite Trading Labs members, and it's a powerful tool. So there you go. There you go. And so bias for the day. Let's just go back and look at that right there. Bias for the day. Look at this. We're in the danger zone. We are in the danger zone. So I am cautious. I'm probably not going to get involved in too many long trades unless it looks really high probability until we can get closer to the top of this baby. When I say closer to the top, I mean like out of the top of this baby. So this danger zone, be careful. If we turn down, do not come at me all with pitchforks. I tried to warn you. I tried to warn you. You wouldn't believe me. Why wouldn't you believe me? So anyway, if I said anything that was helpful today, give me a thumbs up. Like the video. I'll be back. Same bat time, same bat channel, 9:15 tomorrow morning. Hope you have a great day out there. Be safe. Retail sales, 8:30 tomorrow morning. Be careful. We'll talk about it tomorrow. See you later. Bye for